Hi, this is Lynn with Blue Knight Rubber Stamps, and today I'm going to show you how to line your sentiments up perfectly. So I save my scrap pieces of paper mainly to line up my sentiments. So I'm going to just put a little scrap card up here, and I'm picking, this one's a little challenging because it's kind of a rounded off sentiment. So if you know where your card is going to be, and you know you want your sentiment at the edge, so you're just going to line it up like that. All right, now it sticks. So now I can go, oh, it looks pretty decent, so that's good to start with. I've got a good starting point. So I put my scrap piece of paper in here, and I do like the sentiment to stamp kind of top, close to the edge, because it gives me a better place of aligning as far as seeing if it's straight or not. When it's floating in the middle of a card, sometimes it's hard to really tell. Now, this is pretty good, but I feel like it does go down just slightly where it says, Lord Jesus Christ, give you grace. I feel like it needs to just be slightly, very slightly. Now, I may have done that a little too much. If that's the case, then it's just going to take a little bit extra time. Actually, that looks pretty perfect. I think I have enough. I'm going to try a different one because I want it to be right at the edge there, because it's easier to tell if you are right on the edge of your paper. Now, I do think it needs slight adjustment. I'm going to just barely move it and then stamp up here. And it's okay if I'm stamping over my words, because what I'm really paying attention to are the words up here. Now that looks good. I think that looks good. I'm going to stamp again one more time to make sure it's straight, because once you have it straight, you can stamp over and over and over again, and you know you got it right. So that looks good to me. So I'm happy with that. So it takes a little bit of adjusting, but it's worth the extra time to make sure your sentiments are straight. So now I have a different one that's going to create a different type of challenge. And I know that the stamp that goes with these words kind of comes up like this. So I'm going to put this in the corner here. And so again, I am going to just use my scrap paper and try it out, see what it does. Now, let's see. That looks pretty straight. I'm going to stamp it one more time. And put it really close to the top so I can see why that's not stamping. There we go. I want to get that D. There we go. All right. That looks straight. That doesn't happen a whole lot, but the double check is worth it. All right, and my last one I want to try. And this one, I actually have a card here, and you can see it's pretty, doesn't have a whole lot of room for sentiment, and that's why I like these mini sentiments. You can squeeze them in just about anywhere. So I want to place it there. And then I can put my paper down and make sure it's straight. Again, I'm going to put it really close to the top. Now, you can see it's very slight. A lot of people might not notice it, but the ones that do, it will drive them crazy. I'm going to just barely move it. I'm going to move this down a little further. And try again. And with sentiments, you don't want to push hard. Oh, I adjusted it too much. All right, so wiggle it back up. You don't want to press hard, because if you do, it's going to spread. And then you'll get blobby words. And I can show you what that looks like too. So, all right, and we want this down just a little further. So it's right at the edge. Oh, it's still not perfectly straight. And see how you can't really tell that unless you have it stamped close to the edge. It just goes down slightly, and we do want a perfectly straight image. So this is almost good that it's taking me a little bit of time, because like I said, it's actually worth a little bit of effort. Oh, that looks straight. So I'm going to now ink it. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to pull it down one more time just to make sure, because after this it goes on the card. And when you spend time coloring a card, there you go. That looks good. I'm happy with that. When you spend time coloring a card, you really want it to go right where you want it to go. You don't want your sentiment to be crooked after all of the work you've done. And the nice thing is, actually, I think I was smart and put it in the corner. But see, now I can go, that goes right where I want it to go. You can see. And I just want to press it down. And see, it's perfect. Right in that little spot, right where I wanted it. And I did want to show you real quick. So what happens when you press too hard on your words? See, it's not even. It's a little blobby at the end. So that's why for words, it's worth it to stamp twice if you have to. Say you inked up and you forgot the H of happy birthday. See, it's trailing off. Well, no problem. You just re-ink it again, give a little tap, and then you have a beautiful sentiment that's not a little blurry and blobby. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. Have a great day.